Welcome to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I am host of the Real Estate Corner. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 talking real estate. The numbers here to get into our show is 281-837-2222. This is going to be our last show for the year, and then we'll pick back up in January. So we're going to be talking about the year in review in real estate in 2019. What were the game changers? What happened in 2019 that maybe made a mark on real estate or changed something for 2020 and 2021 and on? The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. This show is brought to you by American Title with my favorite title company, Shirlene Clancy, over at American Title over at 713-784-0006, and my favorite mortgage company, bank, and that's Prosperity Bank with the UHOP loan. No one has a better loan than they have. If you're thinking about buying a house out in Fort Bend County, you can use the UHOP program out there. And one of the good things about the UHOP program is that Fort Bend Housing Finance Board has a $5,000 that they're giving people to help them purchase a home in Fort Bend County at 120% median. So if you're making at least as much as $91,000 a year, you could qualify for that $5,000 that they give you. When you sell your house, you pay it back. When you pay the house off, you pay it back. But it's what we call a soft second. So if you're looking to purchase a home in Fort Bend County, the Fort Bend Housing Finance Board has the $5,000 that they're helping people with, which goes a long way. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. If you're sitting in traffic, you're listening to the Real Estate Corner, you keep it at 1360 AM or 96.9 FM. If you're sitting in your office and you got the late shift, you can easily go to kwwj.org and click on the blinking radio tower and get a streaming audio. Or you can also catch us every Saturday morning on Iconic TV at 9 a.m. We're doing this show live for the radio, and then we're taping for Saturday morning and Sunday evening at 8 p.m. on Iconic TV. So we're going to be talking about the year in review. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. Don't hesitate to give us a call. We're going to be planning on a great year in 2020, but right now we've got to close out 2019. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. So guys, 365 days, difference in home ownership in 2019? Yes, it was. One of the things that refinances back with the low interest rates, I closed out a deal today that the rate was 3.75. Yes, 3.75. A year ago at this same time, the rates were right at about 4.63. And so what we've got right now, if you're at a 5% interest rate, you might want to think about refinancing. The market is still doing extremely well. So if you've been thinking about moving up and you want to get into a new neighborhood, you want to get into a new home, you've been in this house 20 years and you're like, I always wanted a house that was a little bit more modern, a little bit more up to date. You can take that equity, move it over to the next house. These are some of the things that happened in 2019, some of the other things about the home ownership in 2019, because it was a great time in 2019 to try to purchase a home, is cost of renting versus buying. If you just took the time, if you're driving and you're paying rent right now, add up, and if you've been in your same place for 5 years, add up times 60 months or what you paid and invested in somebody else's life or community where it could have been going in toward for you. The numbers here again, 281-837-2222. My name is Shad Bogany. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 talking real estate. You can follow me on Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter. We're there. We try to give a lot of information out there on real estate and try to help you in the process of buying a home. You can also go to shadbogany.realtor. Go to that site. That's a site that we had for a long time. We just hadn't been promoting it, and that's shadbogany.realtor. And you can go to that website and see everything about real estate, search for homes. You can also go to realestatecorner.info. You can go to that website also and search for homes, and that's the radio show's website. If you want to send me an email, I make everything as simple as possible. I have the simplest email that you can have. It is Shad, S-H-A-D, at Bogany, BOGANY.com. I also want to say thank you to the Sumaya family. They closed on their home, and what was special about this home closing is that he had gotten with somebody before who took his money, never was able to do the deal, and they took his earnest money, and he didn't know any better. They told him you need to write the check out to them. He gave him the check, and he never saw that person again. He was referred to me, and we put him in his house today and closed. His kids he got 4 children, don't even know that they just purchased a home. And they've hid it because they wanted to make sure they got their keys. Well, they've got their keys today, and congratulations, and by the way, bon voyage on the cruise that you got for purchasing a home through Shad Bogany. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. My producer here in the studio with me, we've got Jermaine Freeman. He's on radio in one ear, and we've got Crystal Holmes in the other ear for TV on Iconic TV 15.10. So let's get right into before I do that, I wanted to cover a topic that I missed last week and didn't get a chance to cover that topic. 7 reasons not to sell your home as a for sale by owner. Hard to price it correctly. Even the experts have trouble pricing property correctly. Having a marketing plan that can be challenged. Inconvenience of showing the home themselves. There's some legal liability there. Be careful of scams, as I just talked to you about the client who got scammed. Emotional attached to the house. For sale by owners, sell their homes for less. Some of the surveys I've seen says anywhere between 15 to 18% less. And some other time we will dive into that and tell you why that is, because that is a reason behind it. So let's get right into 2019 year in review. We'll start with number 10. Number 10, the HEB in 3rd Ward, one of the largest in Houston. The HEB in 3rd Ward opens up tomorrow. They had a soft opening today, a lot of dignitaries there. I personally believe 3rd Ward has long been overdue of a nice grocery store, and now they've got one right there at the corner of 288 and South McGregor. And keeping in mind, somebody who grew up in 3rd Ward, went to elementary school in 3rd Ward, lived in 3rd Ward, I don't remember ever us having a nice grocery store since the Wine Garden days. So now I'm showing you my age. But HEB has opened up. It's a huge store. I hadn't been in it, but I was told today by somebody who went to the opening today, it said that Scott McCullough over at HEB, the president, said this is the largest HEB in the Houston area. Wow. And it's in 3rd Ward, right on the corner of South McGregor and 288. So that makes my list as number 10, simply because those people who live in 3rd Ward and in those areas, the Museum District really had not had a grocery store that was simply nice that they could go to. So let's go to number 9 on my list. I think this is really, really important, and that is the higher level of engagement of the consumer today. You, the consumer, are smarter. You're doing your homework. You're doing your research. You've got all these things that are available to you, all these resources that are available to you to be able to research your house. You can go in and put what the house costs, and some of these sites will be able to give you a monthly payment roughly of what it's going to cost. So I think the engagement of the consumer in 2019 is probably greater than it has ever been, and I think it's going to continue to grow. And the realtor recognizes that the engagement of the consumer. It's hard to kind of filibuster things because now the consumer can just Google it and determine whether or not you're telling them the right information. And as I've said on this show over and over again, as a realtor, the only thing that I got to sell is information. And the second only thing I got to sell is correct information. So with the consumer being more engaged, it's going to make sure that you've got to be on your game if you're a realtor or a realtist. You've got to be on your game because they are engaged. Let's go to number 8, the tightening of rules by the lenders with credit scores below 660. Yes, they are tightening the rules. As I've told you in real estate, it never sits still. What's good today may be not good tomorrow, but the tightening of the regulations and what I'm hearing, I've yet to see any proof, but what I'm hearing is that down payment assistance loans or anybody below a 660 credit score, when they got their loan, they're underperforming. Underperforming means you're paying them late. You're not paying them on time. And so they're tightening those rules down. That's why I tell people, if you're in a position right now to purchase a home, do it before the rules change because they are changing constantly. That was my number 8. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 trying to help you sell real estate or buy real estate. If you have any questions, give me a call, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. And don't forget to check us out on Saturday morning on Iconic TV at 9 a.m. And then we'll repeat that show Sunday evening at 8 p.m. See you in just a minute. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner. To the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. We're going to be talking about real estate tonight. Once again, you can also call us if you're looking to buy or sell at 713-667-1000. That's 713-667-1000. You know, I got an email the other day and a person asked me, Shad, kind of tell me about your service. What do you do? We work with people who are selling their homes. They need to list their homes. They need to get their equity out. We work with buyers who are looking to buy a home, whether it's brand new, whether it's resale. If you're an investor and you're looking for some deals, we try to help you find those deals. If they're out there, they're like needles in a haystack. The other thing that we do is property management. And we don't talk a lot about the property management side of the Shad Bogany team, but we do property management. And so those are some of the things that I do. If you're building on a lot, we work with buyers to build on their own lot or help them find a builder. So, and we also work with small builders who are building new homes. We've got the 4 new homes that we've got over in Independent Heights. And as I would love to say, those 4 new homes in Independent Heights from 289 to 325 are beautiful, well-constructed homes. This builder does a really good job with quality of build. And so those are the things that we do over at the Shad Bogany team. I'm with Better Homes and Gardens, Gary Green. You can reach us at 713-667-1000 and let us Boganize you. Let us Boganize you. Let us Boganize you. And what Boganize means, give you awesome service. So let's continue down the 2019 year in review. So now we're down to number 7. And guys, the last 2 or 3 years I've been telling you, another record year, another record year. Well, it is another record year in 2019. We have not gotten the final numbers, but we have the highest average price, highest median price, and we're continuing to have a very hot market. We're selling more homes than we've ever sold before. And even though, in my opinion, the economy has softened a little bit, wages have not gone up much at all. They have gone up, so I'm going to give some people credit that they have gone up, but they hadn't gone up as much as I think they are. And so I think the tightness of the market where we don't have enough houses for those who can really afford the entry level. If you're in the higher end market, it's beginning to soften just a little bit, but primarily the 250 to 500,000 range is what's been fueling the Houston real estate market. And so when you're going to look for an entry level home, most of them that are close in reasonably good neighborhoods are all selling for 200,000. I was talking to somebody the other day. I remember when I sold a new home in Sunnyside for 79,000, and that was probably in the late 90s. Now, homes in Sunnyside are selling at $200,000 unless they're a part of any some special program. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. All our lines are open, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. We've got all our lines open. We're sitting here talking real estate here on KWWJ 1360 and 96.9 FM. And if you want to discuss my top 10 list, feel free to give us a call at 281-837-2222. Usually I do this show on the last show of the year, usually is at the end of December, but this year our 31st falls on Tuesday and Christmas Eve falls on Tuesday. And I just got to thinking, I know what I would want to be doing on Christmas Eve. I know what I want to be doing on New Year's Eve. So this is our last show of the year, but we will be working through the end of the year at 713-667-1000, 713-667-1000. I've got a couple of new listings that are going to be coming on the market that's going to be affordable and going to be houses that have been redone, looking good. The numbers again, call us at 713-667-1000. So let's go to our next item, number 6 on our list. And this is something that happened in the 86 Texas legislature. So my item on number 6 is the school refinance bill. Yes, the school refinance bill. The school refinance bill and the property tax reform. Let me repeat that. The school refinance bill and the property tax bill. The legislature was authored by Senator Paul Bettencourt, who's been on this show before, and sponsored by Representative Dustin Burrows. The new law implements several of the realtor-supported measures that enhance transparency for taxpayers. The new law requires that central appraisal districts create an online database, show property owners how they propose tax rate changes and how it would affect their bill. Make it easier for taxpayers to submit comments online form, provide information about when the property and where the property owner, local taxing entities or public hearings are being held to set their tax rates. So they're going to let you know when these are going to be done. So if you wanted to go and protest, you could. The new law also makes changes to the rollback rate that is currently at 8% for local taxing entities. Most cities and counties will be subject to a 3.5% rollback rate. Most cities and counties will have automatic elections if they exceed the 3.5% rollback. So they're going to have an election and you're going to have to okay the rollback. Currently, these elections may only happen if voters petition for them to happen. It keeps rollbacks for 8% for special tax units, including cities, counties of populations of at least 30,000, junior colleges, and hospital districts. And this is one of the things that people don't really realize, that hospital districts, if they're losing money, your property taxes go up because they get their money to operate from your property taxes. Just thought I'd let you know about that. It renames the rollback rate to the voter approved tax rate, the no new revenue tax rate. Those are the two new names for the rollback rate. Now let's take a look at school refinance form. This is why this made my list this year. the Texas legislature unanimously approved legislation to reform the public school refinance system and the property tax system, House Bill 3, authored by Dan Hubert and sponsored by Senator Larry Taylor. This realtor-supported law is comprehensive reform of state public school finance bills and property tax systems to lessen the burden on local property taxpayers while increasing the state investment of educators and students. And so you've heard of the Robin Hood plan. So, and really think about it. If you live out in Big Bend, and let's say Presidio, for example, not a lot of infrastructure, not a lot of commercial businesses out there, how do these school districts able to bring money in so they can educate the people who live in those areas? So this is a big deal. One of the most impact changes in the lowering of the school property tax rates, which provide $5.1 billion in tax relief through an average 8-cent tax reduction, 8-cent tax rate reduction, 2019 and 2020, and a 13% reduction is 2021. For these changes to really work, the state of Texas is going to have to start investing more money in the education system. Yes, they provide $6.5 billion additional funding for public education and school employee compensation. Yes, the state is going to say, hey, we've got to chip in. We've been putting all this on property tax owners. And as I use Presidio out in Fort Bend, Big Bend country, it's not a lot. Think about it. If you are living in a rural community, there's not a lot of industry out there. So how do you provide? It all falls on the property tax people who own homes. Increase the state share of education funding from 38% to 45%. Raise the basic allowance for each student from $5,140 to $6,160 per student, benefiting all districts in the state of Texas. A 3.5% voter approval tax rate for all ISDs. The new law creates a tax reduction and excellence in education fund to provide it further tax rate compression and funding schools using revenue from several existing sources. They're going to be using sales tax revenue from the Wayfair court decision, almost going to range about $300 million a year. Available school fund revenues to be used for increased school funding, $600 million per year. Any severance tax revenue diversion provided by the Texas Constitution to be used for tax compression, and any revenue appropriated through the fund. The new law also maintains the enhanced transparency, measures automatic rollback elections for realtor, and this got realtor support. As leaders in the fight for property tax and school refinance bill, the Texas Realtors issued a press release by my good friend, Chairman Trey Bates, reinforcing our support for legislation when the final version was rolled out. So, this is how it happens. And if you are a teacher, you will be getting a pay increase. That's another thing that was done. All of this done. So that's how it got on my list as number 6, as one of the things that, and all of this impacts real estate. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I am host of the Real Estate Corner. If this is your first time listening to this show and you're looking at red lights and you're sitting in traffic somewhere on some freeway here, we've been doing this show for the last 29 years, and we're rolling in 2020, and we're going to improve this show, and believe it, it can get better after 29 years. We got better this year because we were on Iconic TV and Roku TV that you can go and watch us, and we're working on Apple TV. All of this on Iconic TV 15.10. So when I say that we're making changes and trying to improve, and by the way, you now can subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube, the Real Estate Corner YouTube channel. So if you miss a show, you can catch us there, or you can always email me for a topic you'd like to see me cover. The numbers here again is 281-837-2222. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Bogany. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. If you're just now tuning in the show, we're doing the year in review of 2019 in real estate. And if you have some things that may have happened in real estate in 2019 that you think should be on this list, something happened, a game changer, give us a call. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can squeeze it on the list. The numbers here are 281-837-2222. I also want to thank my producers this year. It's been Crystal Holmes. Crystal is producing here in the studio on TV. And we've got Jermaine Freeman, who is doing it live back at KWWJ Studios in Baytown. We're doing this show. The numbers again are 281-837-2222. Give me a call, 281-837-2222. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you really shouldn't make a decision without at least calling the Shad Bogany team at 713-667-1000. Give us a call. We've got a great team. We've got Dr. Danielle Reese. We've got I call him Dr. Jermaine Freeman. And we've also got Courtney Lott. And we've got Tia. And so we've got a great team. And then we've got admin behind us. We've got Ethel Bellinger, who does our admin and our property management. And then we've got Lori, who helps us when you walk in. You see her smiley face right there at the front door when you walk in, welcoming you to Better Homes and Gardens, Gary Green in the Bel Air office. My office is in Bel Air, but we work the whole city, guys. So it doesn't matter whether you're in Clear Lake, or you out in Channelview, or you out in Katy, or you out in Sugar Land, or Richmond, or Rosenberg, or Pearland. We work all over the city. And if you just happen to want to buy something in the Loop, we handle that also. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. So let's go to our number 5. This made my list. And before we go to number 5, let me congratulate Mayor Turner and the next 4 years he'll have running this city and trying to complete the mission that he told us he wanted to do when he started running 4 years ago. My hat's off to him. Thank all of you guys who went out and voted and got out there and voted and didn't listen to the talking heads, but really looked at the facts of what's going on in this city. And we are moving. And he has done a lot of things. Have I had my disagreements with the mayor? Yes. But I will tell you, we're going to see what he does in the next 4 years to try to improve this city, work with us on affordable housing, try to keep these pensions down, or work with the firemen and police officers to work on their pensions and making sure that gets done, improving our cities, our infrastructure, trying to help Metro become a better Metro. You know, this city is so huge, and to me, one of our biggest disappointments is Metro, because it should be doing more, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I'm just a realtor. I don't know anything. Numbers are back. Here is 281-837-2222. Give us a call. So let's go to number 5. Well, you know, a couple of years ago, we had Harvey. And the money has been very slow to trickle down. Well, the money is being held up a lot of times by the GLO. So some of you are going to say, well, what's the GLO? That is the General Land Office. Yes, the General Land Office. So I'll give you an example. I was talking to a lender today and said, even though the buyer had gotten an inspection, the General Land Office wanted a TREC inspection done also to be able to release the funds. Also, if you're rehabbing your property, it has to go through the General Land Office up in Austin. Now, many years ago, I sat on the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Board, and I was there when Katrina and Rita came through. And our job there at that time was to distribute the disaster relief funds. Well, I remember back then people were complaining to us about the disaster relief funds were not getting out to the public quick enough. and it should be moved. And I remember these little pockets, especially in the rural communities, these little had set up little groups, community groups, to try to help get this money out, and it trickled out slow. That's why when I talk about Harvey funds, and if you guys have been listening to me a while, you'll remember I said that the Harvey funds would come out slow. Everybody's singing Kumbaya, like the money's gonna just flow like water, and it's not gonna happen. Because I learned, sitting on the Texas Department of Housing Board, that money doesn't flow. Why doesn't it flow so easily? And why does the General Land Office is doing it? Because they think they can do it better than an independent agency. Well, my thoughts are, you really, when you're trying to help people make themselves whole again, and they've been sitting outside of their homes, not in their homes for the last 2 years, you got to flow the money out. But I'm going to take to another level. The General Land Office is also looking at the rules from HUD. And the only way we're going to be able to get disaster relief funds out, only way we're going to be able to get disaster relief funds out quicker is for HUD to loosen the guidelines. And the reason it's so hard to get these funds out is that you'd have to give up your firstborn to get the money. Yes, you got to give up your firstborn, or you're not going to be able to get the money. And that's what we learned back with the Rita and Katrina disasters out there. So my thought process here is that it's going to slow down even more. And obviously, since the years I sat on the housing board up there, they moved it over now to the General Land Office, thinking they're going to get the money out quicker, and it's not going to move. I saw a commercial the other day with the General Land Office saying, "Oh, small businesses, we've got funds for you to rebuild your businesses." Guys, it's going to be the same thing. It's the rules. And the only way to really fix it is to go to Washington, and because it comes out of HUD. And I once again believe that if you sit down with the stakeholders on what the problems are getting the money out and how do we solve these problems, then you can maybe come up with some ideas that will help. But you got to ask the people who are distributing the money, people who are handling the funds, and talk to consumers and people who've been hurt by these disasters and determine what's going to work for them. And the reason the General Land Office is handling this money is because the HUD comes back in and does an accounting, an audit. And when they do an audit and the money has been misappropriated, then what's going to happen is they're going to ask the city or the GLO or the city of Houston to pay those funds back. That's why you got all these hoops you got to jump through to get it. So I'm just being real. I'm just a realtor, but I've experienced it because I sat on that board. The numbers here again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. Give us a call. All our lines are open, guys. And we've just finished number 5, and that is the slow distribution of funds for Harvey by the GLO, which is the General Land Office. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. Well, if you're looking for a title company, you need to give my good friend Charlene Clancy a call over at American Title at 7802 Valverde. Tell her you heard it on the real estate corner. You're refinancing your house. They let you pick a title company. Give Charlene a call. You're doing owner finance. You're an investor. You're doing owner finance. Need somebody to set up everything. Give Charlene a call at 713-784-0006. She has a great team over there. She's got Ron. She's got Eric, who also speaks Spanish. You got Charlene. They are working very hard. Most title companies are all the same. The difference that separates them is service. Give her a call at 713-784-0006. Tell her you heard it on the real estate corner. You're looking for heirship affidavits. Give her a call. She can help you, put you with real estate attorney who maybe can draw those up for you and help you if you're doing a power of attorney. You've got a family member who may be in the process of that's ill, maybe losing their dementia, and before they get it and they're losing it, you might want to give her a call and look at doing power of attorney. She does all of that over at our office. That's 713-784-0006. 0006. That's 5802 Val Verde. That's American Title. And the reason I mention, guys, the address, because there are lots of American Titles, but the one that gives awesome service for me is Shirlene Clancy over at American Title, right off of Chimney Rock, 5802 Val Verde. Let's see, what else we're going to do. We're going to roll on over to number 4. Number 4. Now, a lot of you may not have heard about this, but I think this is huge. It's making a huge difference. It is shaking up the real estate industry. And I can tell you that I don't agree with it, but I think it's something that we've got to put on the table because I think it's a game changer, and it could be a game changer in this industry. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. There's a real estate lawsuit out there that some trial lawyers have gotten together and filed against some large real estate firms saying that the seller is paying too much commission when they sell their house, and they don't understand why they did not know that their listing agent is paying the seller, paying the other agent, the buyer's agent. And they think that's wrong. They shouldn't have to pay the buyer's agent. And so, it almost sounds like a frivolous lawsuit to me. And let me give you my thoughts on this. And this is a real lawsuit. They're spending lots of money on this. You're going to hear more about this up in the coming months. And this lawsuit may take 5-10 years to resolve itself, but it's a big deal. So let me tell you my thoughts on it. When a listing agent goes to a seller and sits down and talks to that seller and determine that they're going to list the property, the seller and his listing broker or realtor has negotiated what the marketing fee will be on that property. Now, whether me as a listing agent gives half of it, a third of it, or all of it to another buyer's agent, that's up to me. So if a seller wants to control what's going on, you negotiate with your listing agent what you're going to pay. Now, the other side of it is that the listing agent, the seller is saying, the listing agent is telling the seller that if you're only offering 1% or 0.5% or none at all, nobody's going to show your property. Well, how do you expect to sell your property if no one's looking at it? But as a realtor, if my buyer calls me and says, I want to look at this certain property, I'm going to take them to look at it. I don't even look at what the commission is being paid on it till later if they decide they want to write a contract on it. Then at that point, even that is negotiable. So I look at it as being a frivolous lawsuit because you as a seller, you have agreed to pay me a certain fee, and how I handle that fee is all up to me. It is not on the seller. So where the seller can make a difference is negotiating with the listing agent. And so if you want your house to be shown, you got to price it right. It's got to be in good condition. Now, if you think selling real estate is easy and you've been listening to me for the last 29 years and I've made it look easy, well, there were 17,000 realtors came into the industry between 2017 and 2018. Of that 17,000 realtors who've gotten their license, only 7,000 of them are still in the business. So if it was that easy, why would more people be still in the business? Because it's not. Realtors are the only people who work first and get paid later on a hope and a prayer. It's just not that easy. It really isn't. And so the majority of the business that's being sold out there or listed out there is with probably 7% of all the agents. In Houston alone, there are almost 40,000 realtors. And those are realtors. That's not counting real estate agents. So in my opinion, this is a frivolous lawsuit, but it's making waves across the country. Everybody's talking about it. I've been in several meetings where they've talked about it, and nationally, and I just don't think the plaintiffs got anything to hold their hats on. And I think as a buyer's agent, that's my right to show property whoever I want to show it to based on. So let's go take it a little bit farther. So if you are looking at a job and you got two jobs and one offers you more money than the other one, you have a right to choose that. That other job that's offering you more money. That's your right. So here you go. That's why I call it a frivolous lawsuit. But because the people who handled the tobacco and the cigarette case is the ones pushing this, it's getting a lot of legs, it's running all over the place. But, you know, I'm just a realtor. I don't know much. I just wanted to, it made my list as top 4 of what's going on in our industry. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. If you're sitting in traffic and you're looking at a bunch of red lights, keep it on 1360 AM and listen to the Real Estate Corner. We've been on air now 29 years. And I will tell you in Houston, there are several real estate shows, but no one's been on the air as long as I. And no one gives it or tells it the way we do it here. We don't do a lot of fluff. We just cut to the chase. We tell you what's going on. And the only reason I know what's going on because I've been involved in the industry. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. We've got all our lines open. I know you guys got Christmas, but nothing better than home for Christmas and having a home. And as I was talking to you about the couple earlier that we just closed today, they've got 4 children. They don't know that they're buying a new home. And they're taking the kids to the house tonight to look at it for the first time. I just imagine what the face on those children that they've all got their own room now. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. Home ownership is a beautiful thing. And as I've said over and over again, I've never had anybody call me and says, I just can't wait to be a renter when I grow up. Everybody wants to own a home. Wealth is built in this country based on home ownership. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. We're going to take a station ID break and we'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner.